Hello student, now we are going to study about geography paper second, that is GG 202 physical geography paper second hydrosphere. Now we have to study about temperature of ocean water. Among the properties of ocean water, we have studied the salinity of ocean water. Now we have to study the temperature of ocean water and the density of ocean water. Here, the temperature of ocean water. The temperature of ocean water is not even everywhere. It differs from place to place. सागर जलाचे तापमान हे सर्व ठिकाणी सारखेच नसते. ते स्थान परत्वे बदलत असते. The temperature of ocean water differs from place to place due to some factors. The oceans which lie across the equator have higher temperatures, while temperature decreases towards the polar areas. ध्रुवीय प्रदेशाकडे सागर जलाचे तापमान हे कमी होत जाते. The temperature of ocean water is more in the northern hemisphere than in southern hemisphere. उत्तर गोलार्धातील सागरांमध्ये किंवा महासागरांमध्ये तापमान हे उत्तर गोलार्धात जास्त असते तुलनेने, तर दक्षिण गोलार्धात त्या मानाने कमी असते. द डिस्ट्रीब्युशन ऑफ टेम्परेचर ऑफ ओशन वॉटर इज determined by various factors like location, shape of sea, weather, heat balance, solar radiation, etc. Now, the horizontal distribution of ocean water temperature. The horizontal distribution of ocean water temperature is not uniform. It varies from place to place due to some factors. And the first factor is latitude. The temperature of surface of the ocean water is always higher near the equator. The equatorial region records an average of 26 degrees centigrade temperature of ocean surface water. The temperature gradually decreases towards both the polar areas. At about 45 degree latitude, the temperature of ocean water is 16 degrees centigrade, and at the polar areas it is a minus 2 degrees centigrade or below. Then another factor is a prevailing wind, प्रचलित वारे. Blowing winds change. The blowing winds change the temperature of ocean water. The winds blowing from oceans toward the land pile up warm water near the coast and thus raise temperature of water. For the example, the trade winds blow east-west, which results the warming of water along the coast. Then another factor is ocean currents. Ocean currents also affect the ocean temperature. Warm and cool ocean currents play an important role in rising or lowering the surface temperature of ocean water. Warm currents increase the temperature of ocean water. For the example, Gulf Stream ocean current of Atlantic Ocean increases the temperature of Antarctic Ocean, while the cool Labrador current flows from the polar areas to the south along the coast of Canada, which decreases the temperature of coast of Canada. Seasons and local weather. also affect the temperature of ocean water. The temperature of ocean water surface varies with seasons. Storms, cloudiness, humidity, precipitation, etc. weather phenomenon control the ocean surface water temperature. Then uneven distribution of land and water. The oceans, surrounded on all sides by the land, they have relatively warmer than the open oceans. In addition to above factors, addition to these factors, some minor factors like shape of the ocean, then submarine ridge, evaporation, and condensation, etc. also influence on the horizontal distribution of ocean water temperature. Then vertical distribution of temperature of ocean water. The temperature of ocean water decreases with increasing depth. From the surface, the temperature decreases fairly rapidly, then more slowly. Near the equator, the surface temperature of ocean water is about 26 degrees centigrade. At the depth of 200 meters, it is 15.6 degrees centigrade. It is observed that up to the depth of 100 meter, the temperature is like surface temperature. The temperature decreases at the depth of 1 degree Fahrenheit for every 10 fathoms. Then the rate of temperature becomes very slow. Then the rate of temperature becomes very slow until a depth of 500 fathoms. In the ocean deeps below about 2000 fathoms, the water is uniformly cold. Vertical distribution of temperature of ocean water is like a depth that is about 100 fathoms. Temperature is 16.7 degree Fahrenheit. At the depth of 200 fathoms, the temperature is 50.1 degree Fahrenheit. At the depth of 500 fathoms, the temperature of ocean water is 45.1 degree Fahrenheit. At the depth of 1000 fathoms, the temperature of ocean water is about 36.5 degree Fahrenheit. In this way, there is decrease in temperature as increase in depth. Then the density of ocean water. Definition and characteristics of density of ocean water. Density refers to the amount of mass per unit volume of substance. It is usually measured in gram per cubic centimeter of volume and is expressed grams per cubic centimeter. The density of pure water is 1 gram per cubic centimeter at the temperature of 4 degrees centigrade. Average density of seawater is 1.0278 grams per cubic centimeter. As it contains dissolved substances, means salt, the density of seawater gradually increases with decreasing temperature. The density of ocean water at the sea surface is about 1027 kilograms per cubic meter. Since salt ions are heavier than water molecules, sea water is denser than fresh water. The density of sea water ranges from 1020 to 1030 kilograms per cubic meter, while the density of fresh water is 1000 kilogram per cubic meter. The density of ocean water plays a vital role in circulating heat. Density is a measure of low height. A certain amount of density is a measure of how tightly a certain amount of matter is packed into a given volume. Density can be calculated by dividing an object's mass by its volume. It is commonly measured in grams per milliliter or grams per cubic centimeter. Increasing salinity increases the density of seawater. Seawater density varies from place to place because it is affected by salinity and temperature and also atmospheric pressure. Then the factors controlling the density of ocean water, and these factors are temperature, salinity, and atmospheric pressure. The temperature, it is a most significant controlling factor of density of ocean or seawater. Temperature and density of seawater on an average inversely related. That is, higher the temperature, lower the density of, and lower the temperature, higher the density of seawater. When more insolation is received on the sea surface, seawater expands. This phenomena is called thermal expansion. Due to insolation, heating results into low density. On the other hand, low temperature causes cooling of seawater and hence thermal contraction resulting into increase in volume and increase in density of seawater. Thus, warm water having a large volume and low density while floats on cold seawater of less volume and relatively more density. The role of temperature in controlling seawater density is more pronounced in low latitude areas, and these are areas like tropical and subtropical oceans. Whereas importance of temperature in seawater density decreases polewards. It is also important to note that temperature of seawater below freezing point cannot increase seawater density because at 0 degree centigrade temperature water starts freezing with the formation of ice crystals which do not allow the water molecules to come closer. So few water molecules are present in per unit volume of seawater. Thus, the seawater becomes less dense and hence ice floats in water. Thus, cooling effect on increase in the seawater density continues up to 4 degree centigrade temperatures only. Then the another factor controlling the density of ocean water is salinity. Salinity is directly positively related to seawater density. That is, on an average, seawater density increases with increasing salinity and vice versa, because dissolved salts in the seawater becomes more dense than pure water. Then pressure. Pressure is positively related to ocean water density, ocean water density through its compressive effect. Seawater density increases with increasing pressure and decreases with decrease in pressure of seawater. Pressure is considered as a minor factor of seawater density. In this way, these are the factors like temperature, salinity, and atmospheric pressure, which control the density of ocean water. Okay, in this way, the unit is over. Next unit will be continued during the next lecture. Thank you.